Hi everybody, welcome to Right to the Top. I'm Adam. In today's video, I want to look at the IELTS Academic Task 1, and we're going to be looking at some vocabulary to use for your infographics, for your tables and pie charts and graphs and bar graphs, line graphs, etc. And we're going to look at specific vocabulary. Now, I've had many people asking me for more vocabulary for Task 1, but there are very specific situations, there are very specific things that you need to describe on these tables and charts and graphs. And I'm going to give you specific word chunks, specific groups of words that you're going to be using to help you increase your vocabulary score. So today, for example, we're going to look at different ways to say increase and different ways to say decrease. Now, there are a lot of different words you're going to need for Task 1, but these are the most common, these two are the most common words you're going to use, especially when you're talking about changes on a graph or a table. And the problem is that a lot of people rely too heavily on a very small group of words. So everybody uses the words increase as a noun and a verb. Everybody uses the word decrease as a noun and a verb. And occasionally I see rise and grow and decline. But then it basically tapers off. I don't see too many other words being used. Now, part of the lexical resource score, part of the vocabulary score on the IELTS, is your ability to use precise language. So what you need to do is have a few more options that give your writing some more precision, okay? So here is a list of words. All of these words are other ways to say increase or to talk about an increase. All of these words are other ways to talk about a decrease or to show something decreased, nouns and verbs. Now, you don't need to know all of these words. You certainly don't need to try to use all of these in your one writing sample, but know them. Know that you have alternatives. Know that you can impress the graders by being more specific, being more precise with your word choices to reflect what you're seeing in these graphs and tables, okay? So I'm gonna just go through some of them just to show you what I'm talking about, and then you'll apply these, you'll go study the rest with a dictionary, etc. So for example, rise. Rise could be a noun or a verb. You need to know that. You need to know the past tense is rose. A lot of people think that when they're writing the past tense of rise, they use raised. Very different word. Raise and rise, different. Rise, rose, raise, raised. You're not going to be using raised in the Task 1 very often, so don't worry too much about it. Make sure you understand the difference though. Now, climb. Climb means go up in steps, like you're going up stairs, like, you know, in increments, basically. You're going up and up and up and up, so like you're climbing up. Grow means get bigger, growth, grew, past tense. Jump. Jump means a sudden increase. So that word jump, because, you know, like when you're jumping, it's sudden, it's quick, and it's a little bit high. So you can show that something did it like a bit suddenly. Same with spike, soar, and surge. All of these are sudden and big. And that's why you would want to use them. Like if you're talking about sails, like you have a chart going like this, and then suddenly it went like this, that's a spike. Or if it goes like this, up very quickly and then down very quickly, that is a very clear spike you're talking about. That's the shape of a spike, actually. Or you can say surge, also very quick upward movement. Ascent is a noun, ascend is a verb. Not as common, but you can talk about the general ascent of revenues over the span of 10 years. In that case, you're talking about the overall movement instead of like particular moments along the graph. You're talking about the general increase. And the opposite would be descent or descend. Widen, when you're talking about getting bigger, but you're not talking about like ups or downs, you're talking about basically like a share of something or a density. And I'll give you a little bit more specific ways to look at these things, because a lot of these words have very specific contexts too. You're not going to say sales widened. You're going to say market share widened or grew. Sales increased, spiked, jumped, climbed, right? So if you're going up or down, or if you're going side to side. And when you're filling up a percentage, you're widening. When you're increasing by a percentage, you're climbing. Again, you can mix these up as well. Expand and widen, same idea. Gained also. You gained within a complete thing. Sales don't gain. Market share gains because you're getting a bigger piece of the pie, basically. For pie charts, you're going to use some of these words more specifically. Expand. Reach a high, reach a peak. Peak can also be a verb, so you can peak at the top. Take off, like an airplane. You're going like this way and then goes up very quickly, very high. All of these up. Down. Fall. When you fall, it's the opposite of jump. You fall very quickly and pretty low. Drop is just drop, go down. Decline. Tumble, like when you're walking and you fall, like you trip over your foot and you go rolling down, that's a tumble. Okay, so we can use that for numbers as well. Dip is a small decrease. Sink, or past tense sank. Sink also just means go down. So the market share sank, or the market share contracted, became smaller, or shrank. Contract, shrink, same meaning. Again, you're talking about like a pie chart in this case. Reduction or reduced, loss. Now here, a lot of people make a mistake here. The noun of lose is loss. The past tense is lost. Lose, verb, lost, past tense verb, loss, noun. Make sure you know the differences between these. So the company suffered major losses in the 1990s, etc. Reach a low, reach a bottom. And again, bottom can be a verb, but you're going to use it as a phrasal verb. Bottom out at. So reach the bottom. Now, some people like to use the word valley. Remember, a valley has a downside and an upside. A valley is between two mountains. Make sure there's both an up and a down. If there's only a down, there's no valley. There's just a bottom there. Go into a tailspin basically means going to a very sharp and prolonged decline. So very quickly and for a long time, the decline. Now, a little bit easier when you see it in actual use. So here we have some situations. So here, the blue fell sharply. You can use the word sharply. You can use adverbs to describe it. Or it sank. Or it went into a tailspin, although it's not very prolonged. Here, I would say went into a tailspin. Fell very sharply, and then fell again very sharply. That's a tailspin. Here, it fell very sharply, or declined quickly, or sank, or dropped, and then steadied out with another little dip. Because this is from here, and then this is a little dip, because it's not very big, just a small drop. Here we have one situation, and then a surge, or it soared, or a spike, because it came back down on the other side. So the spike is like the opposite of a valley. There's got to be an up and a down, but it has to be very sharp. A valley can be a bit wider as well. Here it went into a tailspin, okay? And then here we just have a dip and a climb again. So both situations. Now, the question is, what is the actual context? What are you talking about? Are you talking about sales? Are you talking about population increases? Are you talking about parts per million of a gas in the atmosphere, etc.? Let's say you're talking about market share. So the blue, whatever the blue thing is, whatever the amount is, contracted a little bit or shrank a little bit. The orange one contracted a lot, shrank quite a bit. The gray one expanded. The yellow one grew a little bit. So again, depending what you're talking about. Pie charts will have certain situations because you're talking about part of a whole, whereas line graphs and bar graphs, just individual numbers. They're not part of a whole, so you have slightly different words to use for them, okay? And in tables is the same thing. But tables, we have a few other things we're going to use. You can also use these, of course, for line graphs, pie charts, etc. But they're especially useful for tables. Now, a lot of people don't, or I don't know if they don't know or they don't employ some of these words enough. Instead of saying something grew like 2 times, got 2 times, twice as big, use the verb double. Something doubled, or it grew 100%, or it became 100% higher. Triple, 3 times higher, 200% higher. Quadruple, 4 times higher. Once you get into 5 and higher, 5, 6, 7, then you have 6 times higher, 7 times higher. Or grew 5-fold, 6-fold, etc. 7, you can say 7-fold, 10-fold, 20-fold, but again, mix and match, fold and times, etc. The opposite, if something gets less by 50%, you can use halve. So the rate halved over the course of the graph or the table, etc. Shrank by a third, became a third smaller, or a quarter, 25%, 33%. Third, 33, quarter, 25. To lose 2/3, 67%. To lose half, etc. 5-fold growth, so the sales experienced a 5-fold growth. The market share experienced a 5-fold growth. Again, growth could be applied to many different things. A 75% increase or decrease. So from 1990 to 1995, the US saw a 50% increase. The US number climbed by 50, whatever we're talking about in particular here, right? From 1990 to 2005, so over the span of the table, the US grew 4-fold, or the US grew by 300, whatever units of measure we're talking about. Or it surged from 100 to 400. Again, depending what you're talking about in terms of the units of measure, right? So you have a lot of different options. The key is to connect the words to the context, okay? Think about what you're describing. Can something surge or can something only grow? Some things can move very fast, or up or down very fast. Some things have to do it over a span of time. If it's over a span of time, grow, expand, build even, you can say. If it's the other way, shrink, contract, drop. If something goes very quickly, surge, soar, climb, jump, increase, and the other way around as well. So a lot of different words here. I highly recommend that you look for sample summaries and try to see these words used in them. Try to use them yourselves. Go to a dictionary, make sure you know all the meanings of all of these words. They all mean go up or go down, but try to see them in sample sentences, in context, etc. Okay? That's just one lesson for one set of words. I'll make other lessons for other words as well to help you with your Task 1 summary. Okay? If you have any questions about this, please ask in the YouTube comment section. You can even put up some sample sentences and check each other's sentences, give each other comments. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Give it a like if you liked it. Come back next time for vocab, grammar lessons, writing tips, test tips, etc. See you then. Bye-bye.